Harry Maguire, you beauty. But boy, how bad were Manchester United again. I've got a stat that is genuinely going to blow your mind, I need to tell you. And while the result was there such a fundamental problem with this United team that keeps staring us in the face every single game. And I don't know how Amorim fixes it. Let's talk about the most important takeaways from a game where we saw Patrick Dorgu make an impressive debut for United. So United are through to the next round of the FA Cup, courtesy of a late Harry Maguire winner. But no United fan is under any illusion that that was a good performance. Roy Keane isn't. Ruben Amorim isn't. No fan is. I'm going to tell you a stat at the start of this, which will blow your mind. It seriously will. And also speak about the main takeaways from that game, because there's certain things that Ruben Amorim really can't ignore anymore. I want to run through them, all right? And I'm going to start with this, all right? Because Manchester United have won 6 out of our last 8 games. It really genuinely sounds made up when you say it like that. But these are the results that we have had. Beating Arsenal in the Cup. Southampton at home. And this is the problem, right? And this is the issue. And this is proof, by the way, that results in isolation or even consistently 6 in the last 8 won't ever be enough for a Manchester United manager. Southampton, we were beat for 70 minutes before Ahmad scored a hat-trick. Got pumped by Brighton at home. Rangers, we conceded a last-minute equaliser, needed that winner from Bruno. Away at Fulham, we needed that deflected winner from Martinez. Away at Steaua Bucharest, awful for the first half. One of the best second-half performances we've had all season. Then we get steamed by Crystal Palace at home before we need that late Maguire winner against Leicester. It's just... I've never... I've been doing this for a while now. I've never sort of experienced a moment where we're actually winning games of football, 6 in our last 8, and the mood among United fans is so wavering. And it's because of the performances. Now, before I dive into how bad a lot of that performance was, I want to speak about Patrick Dorgu from a positive perspective, all right? It was his debut. I think he deserves a conversation about how well he played, and I'll be speaking about the fact that he played on the right. But Dorgu came into that team, had a few training sessions, played in a position which we didn't expect. It's not a foreign position to him. He's very comfortable on the right-hand side, which is something that Amorim touched on. But he was good. It was decent touches, good runs in behind. Wow, actually, no, not only runs in behind, but the power there, the pace was there. It was a good start from him. However, Amorim confused the hell out of me and confused the hell out of you, I'm sure he did as well, by playing him on the right-hand side. Now, he said this after the game about the fact that he was trying to help him manage the game because he's only had 3 sessions. All right? And when you look at Dorgu's minutes at Lecce, you can see this stat here. You can see how many minutes he's had in that right wing position, okay? And how many times he's played on the right-hand side. You take a look at his heat map from Serie A this season. He's played more down the right-hand side than he has the left-hand side. So it's not a foreign concept to him at all. But it's strange, given the fact that we're going after Giovanni Quenda in the summer, clearly. Given the fact that Diogo Dalot is better on the right than he is on the left, which isn't particularly hard. And then to take him off at half-time, I'm guessing was just a protection of a new player. But it was... Amorim made some head-scratching decisions yesterday, if I'm being totally honest. Some confusing decisions. And it didn't help United. All right? And Diogo Dalot was one of them. And was the one, if I'm being completely honest. When Dorgu was signed, I was like, you know what I'm most looking forward to? The fact that we don't have to see Diogo Dalot play as a left wing-back anymore. Yet in his first game, Dalot played as a left wing-back. And Dorgu played as a right wing-back. It made no sense, if I'm being honest. It didn't. I understand that Dorgu has played on that right-hand side, but Dalot is an absolutely atrocious left wing-back. Every time the ball goes towards him, the ball comes back. It's like, don't give it to me. I don't want to do anything. There's nothing. There's no threat. Mainoo was invisible in the left number 10 because the ball wouldn't go forward through Dalot. It just wouldn't work, and it won't work. And Amorim can't ignore that. Dalot playing at left wing-back, it just has to stop. You've got Dorgu there, and is it a case of from the Spurs game forward, he'll play there? Probably not, judging from Amorim's comments. But given the fact that we're going to probably sign Giovanni Quenda, that's who Amorim wants. He's a left-footed right wing-back. It's kind of the typical style of that position in Amorim's history. It's what he's done at Sporting. But it made no sense. It was confusing, if I'm being completely honest. And it didn't help United in terms of playing out from the back. Or just at all, really. And this here is a really important point, okay? Because the lack of intensity is absolutely killing. And I mean killing United. And that's why we've won 6 out of our last 8 games, but it doesn't feel like it. Roy Keane here after the game saying United got out of jail. If they keep performing like that, the performance itself was not good enough. Ruben Amorim after the game saying that we need to work on our energy. And I'm sorry, right? You can have a go at the fact that we're playing 3 at the back or 5 at the back. But if we play 4 at the back, 6 at the back, 3 at the back, 2 at the back, it doesn't matter if we play at 3 miles an hour. That's the problem. For me, the problem isn't the system. The problem is what intensity it's cranked up to. And when you play a football system in second gear, you start to look like LVG. That's what a lot of that game looked like last night. Van Gaal come back, and United had, I don't know, some possession. I'll be honest, Leicester actually controlled more of the game. But when you play at 2 miles an hour, you can't stretch a defence. You can't make gaps because the defence will just slowly shift left to right whilst you play. And you never break through. It's the intense, and that's why Garnacho was such a difference maker when he came on, because he played with that direct way. And I don't really think that's how Amorim wants to build attacks. He wants to build attacks through patterns, through just breaking through, rather than passing it to someone and having to go direct. I think Garnacho is better from the bench, again this season, for sure. But until we sort this lack of intensity, and we've seen it in games, we've seen it in certain games, it will come and it will go. That's the issue, not the system. The fact that these players are playing any system at like 10% speed. Doesn't matter how many defenders you got. If you play like that, you're going to be very easy to play against. All right. And something I think that is really missing, and again, another reason why I was excited about signing Dorgu, is the fact that we just don't seem to have any ball carriers, right? Yoro in that second half was trying it. And it's the reason why I want to see Dorgu on that left-hand side, why I want to see Dalot on that right-hand side, because by playing those players there, you're going to get the width. And that's what I thought that's what the wing-backs in the system offered. You've got the inside forwards, and you've got the wing-backs. The wing-backs are supposed to be there to stretch the pitch. They're supposed to be there to hug the touchline. They're supposed to be there to drag the defenders wider, that the inside forwards then use that space. Right? That was the logic, I thought, of what these wing-backs were supposed to do. And Dorgu can carry a ball 5 to 10 yards. He can carry the ball down the pitch. He'll do that a lot more comfortably on that left-hand side if he can use the touchline. The lack of ball carriers out of this defence hurt us so badly yesterday. And that's going to be a big issue because Martinez is missing. And look, I'll go back to it again here. United have won 6 out of our last 8 games, so the results are coming there, but results are not enough for any Manchester United manager. That is clear now, all right, in my opinion. Because we've won 6 out of our last 8, and still the sentiment is where it is. And it's because of how we're performing. These players have got to... Is it a case that they still don't know what is it? What is making these players... Put it in the comments. What is making these players play at 3 miles an hour? What is it? Is it a complicated set of tactics? Is it a lack of confidence? That's the $1,000,000 question to me. Because until United play consistently with a much higher intensity and make it a more difficult game all round, the performances aren't really going to change.